Have you been hearing about monkeypox and are wondering what the heck is going on? Well, I'm a microbiologist and I want to tell you what I think you should know. What it is, where it came from, how it makes you sick, what's the state of the epidemic so far, should you be worried, should you get vaccinated? Let's go. Monkeypox is a virus. It looks a little something like this in graphical representations. And it's what we call a zoonotic disease, meaning that initially humans get infected by a non-human animal. With most zoonotic diseases, after that initial human infection, humans can then pass it from person to person, which is the case with monkeypox. This virus can infect a wide variety of hosts, including humans and, as the name would suggest, monkeys. But primarily, and we think the main host of this virus, is rodents, rats, mice. Also, prairie dogs. Anyway, humans can get it from animals by coming into contact with an infected animal and being exposed to its bodily fluids or ingesting that animal. One of the ways that you can come into contact with that animal's fluids is through its lesions. Now, I'm not going to show photos here, just in case anybody's squeamish, and they have a wide variety of appearances. Like, it's very difficult to tell if a lesion of some kind is monkeypox or something else or nothing at all without getting it confirmed by a doctor. So I never want to show you pictures of something and have you see it and be like, oh my god, I have that on my body, I have monkeypox, when really it's just a pimple, you know? But typically, within 1 to 5 days of becoming infected, someone will start exhibiting a fever, aches, pains, extreme headache, fatigue, you know, the typical symptoms of most illnesses, unfortunately. And then within 1 to 3 days of developing the fever, you may develop the lesions. Now, I personally have not had monkeypox, but I have heard from several people who have that they are excruciatingly painful, so that's not great. Also, even though they are not distinctive themselves in their appearance, the location of the lesions is. 95% of cases will get lesions on the face, and 75% of cases will develop lesions on the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. There's pretty much no other disease that causes lesions like this, like chickenpox, that causes lesions in these places specifically. But really, the only definitive way to know that you have monkeypox is to get that fluid from those lesions sampled by a doctor and sent off for some tests. Now, monkeypox is a virus that's endemic to these areas in Central and West Africa. Endemic just means that it's naturally occurring in animal populations in these places, and therefore that's where humans tend to be most affected. But as we can see here with this data from the WHO, this virus was somehow exported and is now spreading in these countries. On June 7th, the UK was reporting 303 cases and the US was reporting 27. Today is July 27th. I just checked the most recent case counts available, and in the UK, the suspected cases of monkeypox are at 2,400, and in the US, around 440. So this increase in spread is at a level where epidemiologists are able to confidently say that this is now spreading from person to person within communities, what's called community spread. Fatality with this disease is relatively low. The data tells us that between 1 and 10% of people with monkeypox will die from this disease or complications of it. Now, that data refers just to the people we know have had the disease that are on record and who have died. As our sample size grows of people who we know have the disease, we will be able to update that fatality rate. So as this epidemic keeps going, that fatality rate may or may not change. It could go up, it could go down. And that's just because we're getting more data. Severe cases can lead to complications like pneumonia, blindness, and we're hearing a lot about particular communities being at risk for this disease. And I want to talk in the next video about why that is.